Here's a prime example of CAWs at Churchill Downs. Watch how the money moves on this dirt sprint race. What if a horse goes off at 30 to 1 on the morning line, gets bet all the way down to 5 to 1 by post time, and wins? And what if the people who knew, really knew, were thousands of miles away, using sophisticated computer systems to hammer the pools at the last possible second? That's exactly what happened on Kentucky Derby Day at Churchill Downs. This is the story of T-O Elvis, computer-assisted wagering, and one analyst who was watching the odds and almost had it figured out.
Alrighty, giddy up, everybody. Okay, Kentucky Derby Day. Just got back from golf in Portugal. Time difference has been tough. I am alive in the pick 5 ending into the Kentucky Derby. We singled number 6, Crude Velocity, in the first race of that sequence. That would be race 8 right here. So Crude Velocity was our single and on top pick and everything. I played a couple big pick 5s to try to get through my first leg and then try to catch some prices later. Unfortunately, we caught a favorite in the second leg, number 4, Stark Contrast. I really thought this race was a little more wide open. I thought this horse was way overbet, was absolutely crushed in the will pays, was clearly the top choice. And that's why you listen to the will pays sometimes, is when a horse is crushed like that. That could mean they're probably going to win. So, it was pretty close right here. -4, that means the money is pretty even relative to where the expectation is. So it's always kind of important to look at that. But yeah, Stark Contrast definitely didn't give me the price I was looking for after hitting a short price favorite in the first leg. But these next 3 races are definitely the biggest ones of the day. So I'm going to take a look at PadsOut now. I will say going into this race, Knightsbridge is definitely the horse to beat. That horse has been tremendous all year. He's been at the top of the division all year. Has been winning very impressively. Has a lot of speed. Can win on the lead or kind of just sit close and be able to get that nice stalking trip up close to the lead and be able to kind of draw away. That horse should win this race, but obviously there's a lot of value here on some of these other horses. When you get to these big-time grade 1s and these big-time days, you're getting prices on some of these horses that you're just typically not going to get. And there's a reason for that. So it's a good advantage to take it to find some value on some good horses who are bigger prices than you're typically seeing on the boards. Like I said, the 6 was probably my lean as far as who I think is most likely to win the race. I did 2 horses underneath. The 5, Disruptor, who was cutting back to 1 turn. They had this horse cross-entered yesterday in the Ali Sheba. They decided to scratch there and cut the horse back and run here. I really like that move. I think this is a super talented horse and has come back as a 4-year-old and run really well, and I think this horse is only getting better. I'm not sure this horse has really hit the ceiling yet. So that horse would be somebody I'd consider underneath. And then at a bigger price, Crazy Mason, the 9, who's currently 22 to 1 on the board. This horse has talent. On my figures, has really been up there consistently running these hard-knocking races with the best of them, but is definitely a deep closer, and the horse needs the appropriate speed up front to be able to take advantage of that late kick. And a lot of the times, these sprint races just don't necessarily go that fast. I think he's been against the pace the last few races, and I think in this spot, you're going to get a lot of speed. You have the 3 who should show speed. Knightsbridge is going to show speed. The 11 all the way on the outside is definitely going to show speed, and I think you can get a couple more kind of pressing the pace too. I'm not sure what this 1 is going to do from the rail, who's cutting back to 1 turn now after having run his last few at 2 turns. So they could be trying to be up there from that post. I can't imagine this horse is going to want to kind of take back and circle the field, so that horse could be pressing. So I think this could get quick, but let's take a look at PadsOut with 2 minutes to go in this race and just kind of see if PadsOut confirms my opinions going in, or it makes me want to kind of change it up. So at first look, pretty even. I said Knightsbridge should be the favorite and was the morning line favorite. Is 2 to 1 both in the double and the pick 3, 7 to 5 in the win pool. So pretty close, pretty similar. You have T-O Elvis on top there at plus 33%. 8 to 1 in the pick 3 and 12 to 1 in the win pool. Although this horse is a little bit higher in the double, that pick 3 will pay is definitely something that's standing out here and is interesting to see. I didn't really like that horse at all, but clearly some people do. If that horse got bet to 8 to 1 and is the one, looks like the 4th choice in the pick 3. So that's definitely interesting. I will say that my long shot pick, Crazy Mason, is way bigger prices in the horizontals than he is in the win pool. So it tells me that horse is taking a little bit too much money in the win pool, or should just be a bigger price, and that the better value was in the daily double in the pick 3, which certainly could be the case, but it discourages me a little bit from really wanting to work that horse in there. Honestly, when I look at this board, I'm alive in pick 3. I'm alive in pick 5s. There's a lot of opportunity coming up in the next 2 races. This would probably be a race where, based on my opinion, plus based on what I'm seeing with PadsOut, obviously if Crazy Mason comes in, that will be good. But we're gonna watch the race on my phone and kind of just talk through it as they're going. So. Pull Peacock up. So it looks like there's 0 minutes to post. They should be loading the gate. Of course, now I have a 15-second ad.
The largest global airport lounge network, enjoying dining benefits at over 10,000 Resi restaurants and unique experiences worldwide.
All right. Of course, the camera's on Mike Rapoli. We love Mike in these parts. He's got his horse Disruptor, who I said was a horse I thought had a big shot here. But yeah, maybe a little exacta 6 with 5-9, and then 5-9 with 6. That's probably what I'd do here if I were betting this race individually. But like I said, just going to kind of stick with what I have in the pick 5 for now. In the pick 5, we have a lot of horses. It's probably fetched to say who we don't have. We don't have the 8. We don't have the 10. We don't have the 11, and we don't have the 3. So, yeah, doesn't make me feel great to have the top PadsOut choice at 12-1 not on my ticket. I will say that. Getting, looks like the last horse is loaded in.
Just a little bit of room left to get point doom in there and lock the gate. They've done it now. Ready for the start.
Wow, a lot of late changes in the money. Wow, T.O. Elvis got crushed.
And it's Macho Music who comes out the best to take the lead. Imagination came out.
All right, the 3 to the lead. Macho Music broke sharp this time. He was not able to get to the lead his last race. Knightsbridge broke Wells forward. Great spot for him. His 3 is a little bit loose, though, at 45-1. Not sure what happened to the 11 or how he broke so bad. He's about 8 wide in the middle of the track, way off the lead. Not where he wants to be. Somebody's veering off. I don't know who that is. Banishing was pulled up. 7 is making a 3-wide move at the top of the stretch. Imagination. 3 looks toast at the rail. Oh my goodness, the Japan horse T.O. Elvis, who PadsOut had on top. Oh my God, this horse is crushing. Who the hell is this? From Japan. 30-1 morning line, got bet down to 5-1. I said somebody liked that horse in the pick 3. Wow. Jeez, man, that just toasted me. This horse got bet down to 5-1. Oh my God. Was the top? This horse just got crushed late. Was the top horse the whole time's on PadsOut. Right at the end, somebody just fired. Drove this horse's price from 12-1 down to 5-1. This could be the CAWs. Oh my God, these Japanese horses. When they win, I lose. Plain and simple. Good God. That just toasted me, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. I said seeing that horse at 8-1 on the pick 3 and not having the horse on my ticket did not make me feel good. Got bet down to 5-1. That is crazy. Ugh.